Welcome back, Mentees. Astonishing Melanie here, and today I'm going to do a retro view of the book from which I adopted my nickname, Astonishing X-Men, so please stay tuned. The Astonishing X-Men Omnibus collects Joss Whedon and John Cassidy's run, which lasted from issues 1 to 24, and Giant Size number 1. This series began in 2004, so I will be including spoilers. This, my friends, is such a wonderful tale that is character-driven, which is one of the things that I love about Joss Whedon. He masterfully blends each element of the 6 main X-Men into a story. Let's take a look at the recipe, shall we? And Cyclops. He matures by allowing himself to truly be himself. He's a tricksy, cunning leader. A cup of competency is what he brings to this recipe. Emma Frost. Snarky, smart, and adds a pound of perplexity. We're not sure if we can trust her. Wolverino. He doesn't experience any fancy character development, so he adds a scoop of stability. And this affords him the chance to make with the funny and mentor another kid, etc. Beast. He's the dollop of moral dilemma, trying to figure out what he wants, like to be mutant or human. A Colossus. He's very plain after returning from the dead, but he acts as a cup of catalyst in the story. And Kitty of Pride, my favorite. She has a gallon of growth, saying she's not a fighter, but ends up kicking butt and saving everyone, like multiple times. In fact, the first issue practically starts with a recap of her history as a part of the team. Combine, mix, and blend them all together into 4.5 semi-standalone but completely continuing stories, and you've got yourself an astonishing book. Let's get into the story. Scott Summers and Emma Frost are now co-headmasters of the School for Gifted Children, with Kitty, Logan, and Hank serving as teachers. After a rough start due to Logan, of course, Scott declares they are a superhero team who needs to astonish the world with their heroism to gain the humans' trust. They save hostages from an alien named Ord, who is behind the funding of this cure for mutants. It cures them, it's a vaccine. It gets rid of their mutations. We find out later it's because of a prophecy from the Break world that a mutant will destroy it. So instead of the aliens striking preemptively and destroying our world, Agent Brand from SWORD, who's working with S.H.I.E.L.D., acronyms and all, has agreed or offered to back up this plan to just get rid of mutants. But when the X-Men break into the lab that holds this vaccine, Kitty inadvertently saves Colossus from his prison. Ord had brought him back to life and was doing experiments on him. Look at this page. So powerful. Lauren Martin's use of monotone colors to shade along with Cassidy's use of multiple panels that feature the character's same facial expression to slow down the time makes for some emotional, dramatic scenes. As a side note, Omar and I met Cassidy while at ChicagoCon. Went to a bar and there were other comic creators, Joe Quesada, the Kubrick brothers, Paul Jenkins, more than that. But Cassie's playing pool and he starts to get close to me and tries to hold my hand, and I was like, oh, this is cool. However, I was dating Omar, so I was really hesitant. And Omar bragged about it afterwards. Ord tries to escape, but Wolvie asks for a fastball special from Colossus and threatens to pop a claw in the alien's mouth. For the next story, entitled Dangerous, the team has fun fighting a giant monster in New York City with the help of the Fantastic Four. We get a peek into the inner workings of Colossus and Kitty and Wolverine while they're fighting, with Wolverine's being the punchline of, he just likes beer. I think Whedon did such a good job within this media of comics because he was already practiced in the skill of pauses for dramatic effect or punchlines. It's probably so much easier to employ this technique when you're working with gutters between panels, as well as the turn of the page itself. A sentinel attacks the mansion, looking really creepy as all get out, while most of the team is trying to fight it off, and Scott is taking care of the sentinel with his bad asthma. Kitty and the students find refuge in the danger room, but it's a clever ploy to trap them in. A student who was attacked earlier by Ord and cured with the mutation vaccine had his powers removed, and he committed suicide in the danger room. And the sentient programming is now controlling his dead body. Really dark. All hell breaks loose, like literally, as Kitty tries to understand the Danger Room's motives, which is to trick the X-Men into attacking its command core and setting it free. And then, of course, with the programming knowing everything about them, the battle's a hard one, and when Emma is the last standing, the robot form of the program named Danger whispers something in her ear to make Emma, like, diamond down. The mystery around Emma Frost thickens. Danger goes to kill Charles Xavier on Genosha, and he actually kicks butt, even though he's pretty suspect, and Danger actually has a good reason to want to kill him. She brings the Wild Sentinel that destroyed Genosha back to life, and the first of two badass moments from Pride play out. One, she has everyone to hold on to her to phase through the ginormous attack. And then two, she says, "That's all you got, bub." Oh, there are actually three moments. She asks for a fastball special herself from Colossus. So it's cool that she's imitating Wolverine because they're really good friends. They got this long history. He taught her how to be a samurai. That's why she was Shadowcat. In the alternate reality of X-Men Forever, Wolverine is dead and she uses a bone claw as one of the weapons. It's good to see Wolvie, though, team up with a young new buddy, Armor, and the start of the next 4-issue story, Torn. Colossus and Kitty finally consummate their love for each other, while Emma creepily tries to seduce Scott by appearing as a Phoenix. Awkward. All part of her nefarious plan to mess with Scott's head so that the Hellfire Club can attack the others. Cassandra Nova turns Wolverine into a simpering youth who speaks with proper English. It's so cute. And Beast into a primal, beast. Sebastian Shaw takes out Colossus, and Negasonic Teenage Warhead makes Pride phase without stopping so that she falls through the pits of the earth. I thought that was really scary. However, badass Kitty moment number 4. Whedon and Cassidy parried the last panel in Uncanny X-Men 132, where Wolverine is in the sewer with the club believing him to be dead. Kitty gets her act together, goes up there, gets Emma and faces her through the earth and leaves her in a small hole in the ground. However, she returns to find the White Queen version of Emma waiting above. She deceives her with the mental experience of 3 years of torture where everyone, including Peter, agreed to lock away their son. But all this is a ploy into tricking her into freeing Cassandra Nova's slime egg thingy so that she can regain her powers instead of remaining a tiny fragment in Emma's head. Hope that made sense. My favorite fight from Torn, this page where Wolverine does a flip kick to Danger's head. I don't know, I just really like it. This issue's cliffhanger is that Agent Brand beams up the X-Men, including Ord and Danger, and takes off into space. So we find out at the beginning of Unstoppable that Brand needs heroes to stop the Break World from firing a missile to destroy the Earth. However, the team is split up before they land, and Scott, Emma, and Hank find the prophecy that foretells Colossus being the one to destroy Break World. Kitty and Peter find that Again, I guess that's how you say her name, is a Break Worlder who wants to save the culture from its fighting ways. Cyclops sacrifices himself to lure the Break Worlders away from his team, but he kind of he really gambited on the Overlord bringing him back to life. So the whole time, this Trixie leader was psychically planning with the others during their conversation about his sacrifice so that the team would be up to speed on his scheme. And the last trick up his sleeve is that he never had lost his powers. So many impressive eye laser moments for him in general, but they're cool every time. Kitty phases through the missile only to discover it's hollow and actually a colossal bullet. It's fired towards Earth with her still inside. That's just really scary to me as well. Finally, we get to giant-sized Astonishing X-Men number 1. Lots of heroes convene to stop the bullet, and Colossus feigns destroying Break World, only to find Again requires him in order to destroy it. It's her version of stopping the cycle of violence, a mercy kill. Ward ends up defeating Again by sacrificing himself. Alright guys, so Kitty can't phase out because the alien metal has been weakening her throughout the book, so she asks God for the strength to phase the bullet through the earth. However, after it passes through, the heroes can't save her as she speeds away, and presumably she's almost dead or dead. Scott and Emma reconnect afterwards, and just like Wolverine did for Armor earlier in the story, she helps him out of his depression, his confusion, because he lost a really good friend. The issue ends with Colossus remembering Kitty's speech about grabbing happiness when you can. And lastly, I cried. I also was down in the dumps because Whedon and Cassidy's run was over and I didn't get to read anymore. But I got a chance to appreciate the variant covers. Let's talk about these covers. Each one focusing on one or two characters with the most excellent use of blank space. Oh my goodness, I love every single one of these. I'd like to remind you that this Saturday, November the 14th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be having a giveaway to thank you all for over 30,000 subscribers now. And Gabriel Dady donated this direct market cover of the Omnibus to give away. So please tune in for that live chat for lots of other graciously gifted donations that we are going to send your all's way as a thank you. I'm hugging the book on the thumbnail of this video. It gets a 10 out of 10. I love Whedon's quirky and characteristic dialogue. I love the gorgeous art by Cassidy. The character interactions and the insightful discussions that are occurring during the action depicts a true balancing act between the two. Really hope at some point, if you find this out of print book somewhere for a good price, please check it out. Thank you guys again for making this a great community. Thank you for smashing that like button, supporting us on Patreon, Redbubble, and as always, stay minty!